Um... Alright, so let us head to Horizon. Actually, unflag this place. Ooh, I didn't mean to do that, but thankfully I'd passed the point Horizon. I should stock my Chocobo. Bring him on adventures and whatnot. But for the time being, I won't be dealing with him. You know, the training and all that. The Garlean threat may have abated, but it's no end to work we Scions do. In our own unique ways, may every one of us continue striving to make a better Eorzea. Ah, Drunk Ren, you've returned. Trust they kept you busy in Revenant's Toll. We have had nary a moment's rest since you departed. Despite our best efforts, however, we've begun to fall behind. No matter. We shall soon make up the lost ground with you here to help us. Now, there are a number of packages which must needs be delivered to Revenant's Toll as a matter of urgency. Do not give me that long-suffering look, and require that you take them upstairs to Tataru. She will handle the rest. The packages are scattered about the halls, but each is clearly labelled, so you should have little trouble finding them. Now, excuse me, Your report. Later. Of course, I wish to hear your report, but you've caught me at an inopportune moment. Did I say I have some time to talk to you when you're finished your little errand? Primal Awakening. Ungur will speak with you regarding the unidentified Primal. When the Senary moon did wane, there sounded a blood-curdling roar. A new Primal had roused, the portents gave us to believe. One whose identity yet lieth beyond their ken. By thy hand, 3 Primals have since been vanquished. As each returned to the Aether, 'twas observed that tremorings foreshadowing this fort grew in strength and frequency both. The being doth quicken, and in time shall become a scourge upon the land. Yet, even as we ponder a course of action, a benevolent soul did arise, one who would forestall this threat. Though she be tender in years, she is true of heart and steadfast of resolve. She would solicit thine aid, and if thou art willing to proffer it, let us to wonder, this maidens of our order. Thus did the antecedent antecedent, straightways consent that thou should assist her whoever thou mayest. As soon as thou art able, hie thee to Wineport, where thy petitioner doth await thee even now. Thou shalt for a certainty find her visage strikingly familiar. Primal nature, Uriganger, beseeches your aid in solving the resurgent mysteries of the primals. It is decided. The sounds of the sands must evolve from shifting sand to unyielding stone. My place, however, is here in this land of unending tragedy. Ever must I remain, until the true primals of the nature is revealed to me. Many seasons did I toil to fashion a net across this vast realm, a net that catched not fish, but nuggets of wisdom more valuable than gold. Yet, even possessed of this hoarded knowledge, I cannot purchase all the keys to the confounding doors that bar my passage. Thus I must presume to unsheath the blade born of light. Thine is a strength that shatters the stoutest barriers, and doth pierce that which obfuscates the impotent gaze of ordinary men. We have not the luxury of time required for my measured, scholarly pace, for the adder's nest is astir, hissing with news of Garuda's return. Her winds have grown ever more violent, ever more destructive, while light beyond is sudden waxing of power. The answer may well prove a vital piece to the puzzle of the primal's existence. Mine eyes perceive a looming wall of strife, poised to crash down upon our cities with unrestrained fury. For the nonce, you must pacify the Lady of the Vortex. Swiftly now, to the Adder's Nest. The High Serpent, Commander Hirlox, will have such details as thou needest to proceed. I shall await thee in the waking sands. Pray for thy success. Wait, is this fucking extreme difficulty? Yes, this is goddamn extreme. I can only assume, at least. There is normal, hard, and extreme. And I can only assume this is how you unlock extreme mode. Something I'm not necessarily looking forward to. All the pieces are fine. Haven't used them in fucking ever. I've been keeping well, Drumcran. We've earned ourselves a respite, but there's still much more to do. Together let us continue to shine the crystal's light upon NOSCEA. There's 3 songs within Final Fantasy XIV that I'm not allowed to actually use in a video, though I don't know what songs they are. I think one was Dragon Song. I think they are all the videos that you see in the trailers for the games. But I'm not sure if they ever appear in the game themselves. I hope they don't, because I don't want to suddenly get a claim for Square Enix. Wow, so much to do. At this rate, it will never get to Revenant's Toll. Marked for shipment to Revenant's Toll and filled with heavy, unknown objects. Remember to lift with your legs, not your bag. Bless your heart, I completely forgot about those. Let me check the labels against my list. Oh, these are the last ones. Tank to 12, it's almost... Oh dear, I did contact the courier, didn't I? Just so happens that I've been meaning to contact you, Drumcran. An important personnel request, you see. I couldn't possibly entrust anyone else. Yeah, no. Buffalo calf, milk fed until tender and juicy. Not that anyone would ever think of eating them. Tataru would regard you with a grim countenance. Whatever could be the matter? Preparing for the move is taking a terrible toll on everyone's mental and physical well-being. People have been carrying on for days at a time with barely any food or drink, never mind rest. Some have been too busy to visit the privy, for God's sake. I've been trying to lift their spirits, but encouraging words simply aren't enough anymore. Given that nothing short of hitting them over the head with something heavy will persuade them to rest, my only remaining option is to try and improve their diet. I know just how to do it too. Special tonic proven to revive flagging spirits. For that I require Highlands tea leaves, and the one merchant I know who sells them is completely out of stock. Everything myself is an option, either as the only plant grows in COERTHAS. No, I'm in no position to lead waking stands at the present, but you are, Drumcren, and since you now understand the importance of this, you should agree to assist me? Great, I'll take that silence as a yes. I learned the recipe from an Ishgardian acquaintance of mine who serves at Camp Dragonhead. Godust is her name. She'll know where to obtain the island tea leaves, I'm sure of it. Godspeed. So I'm not to just go to the marketplace. Right. Apologies. Hopefully the drinking isn't too annoying to you. I would mute my recording or what have you, but it's just I've done that before, then forgotten to unmute it. If I paused it, I've forgotten to unpause it. As such, I'm scared of botching it again. I would hate to I hate to lose footage I cannot redo. Certainly not redo without incredible effort. Now there's a face I shan't soon forget. Not after all the chaos you left in your wake. So it's for the best, of course, but still. Thought the Rose sent you in search of Highland tea leaves. Ah, had you come but a few bells sooner, would have given you lost my supply. Alas, you did not, and now I have none. Where did I acquire my stock? Manuel, where else? Who sells more than wines and spirits, after all? He won't have any, and he'll send me out to gather some. I know the drill. As ever, it's a pleasure to serve such an esteemed personage as yourself. As I cannot furnish you with which that I do not have. I know not when my next shipment will come, but I fear it will not be soon. Assuming you cannot afford to wait, might I humbly suggest that you consider harvest leave yourselves. If you travel down to Boulder Downs and scour the riverbanks, you should have no trouble finding the plants. Route travel will keep the local fauna at bay while you set about picking the tea. What a mere beast to brave adventure for the Lord, however found side. I do not know how to say that name, but there's lines, like later on that this guy reappears, and someone was just joking about how horny he is. Like he's just really coming on strong to the main character, to your character. Like seriously strong. Dude or chick, apparently. His type is adventurer. It's a third category on the sex list. Or main character-itis. I remember seeing someone arguing that inherently all love interests in games should be bisexual. That they should inherently want to swing both ways. And I'm not necessarily sure I'm a fan of that idea. Sure, I've no problem in that case, it's just, you know, how they have the character. But if someone wanted the character to be, you know, one way and you're demanding that they do it differently, I'm not necessarily sure I'm a fan of that. Just like I'm writing my stories and I would be annoyed if someone just demanded because it would be to their particular bent that the character would have to, you know, be different in some way. It's like, fuck you, this is my story. Make your own. Seriously? I was mounted and nigh on nearly 10 levels higher. Well, aren't you eager to die? No, just keep doing the dive attacks. You know you want to. These will have an enemy associated with them. You can tell by the haze. Though we already have the leaves, we could just leave. But why not kill them? We'll get an extra little bit of goblins. Potentially. Not off that one. Wonder if these would give in, you know, the beast call for the beast quest. But this one seems safe. Next one probably won't be. I'll do beast quests next time. I do want to get all beast quests done before moving on to Heaven's Ward. I doubt I'll want to return, and I'll get even more beast quests there. Maybe not as many in the base game, but there will be more there. Plus, there's a quest that you get when you complete all the beast quests. Sorry, not all the beast quests, but all the beast quests in the old game. And maybe even in later on stuff, but the only thing I know for certain is for the old game. Horizon. I ended up looking at a wiki and they made reference to it. So how long have I recorded today? Well, 4 hours, 40 minutes, then the 20 from yesterday. So I got 5 hours of content here for you. I do hope you enjoy, and I really should have put my heater on earlier. I swore I'd actually plugged it in. That might have been yesterday. Completely misremembered. I didn't think I'd stopped and plugged it in. I just, for a moment, had the recollection of it being plugged in, and I was curious did I forget to hit the buttons on the front or something. But no, I hadn't dealt with it at all. I do hope y'all are fine. Hope y'all are doing well. I was having a look at I was watching one guy's streams, and he was getting lots of bits on Twitch. I looked at it, and each bit is worth a cent. So you toss 100 bits at someone, you gave him €1. 200, 200. Guy was getting like, I think he got like 5,000 at one stage, or well, at very least he got a 300 donation. It was like, sweet Jiminy. I'll admit, I like money. I'll admit it. I like money. Like, you know, I don't hoard it. I'm too generous with it, but you know, I do. I will. You know, hand over heart. I do like it. You need it to get shit done. I'm not, hardly gonna get cybernetics on the, Good Hope and the, waxed ass. Speaking of which, I probably should get shaved. Waxing would be way too much, and possibly hospitalization worthy. Ugh. I have whole fruit. So, yes. The running joke. We saw whole fruit on our whole nut on an ad. I was like, whole fruit. Whole nut. Like, I got whole fruit. It's a pun. Ignore it. Piles. It's a terrible thing. I'm at my wit's end, Drumcren. This tonic is Science's only hope. Without it, I don't know what will become of us. Please, you have to find those leaves. Harvested from a species native to COERTHAS, when brewed they yielded refreshing tea. This is not how Tataru intends to use them. Just shove them up their ass. You brought them! You've really brought them! Thank you so much. There's no time to waste. I should begin brewing without delay. Ah yes, the lolly race. A daub of honey, a fresh sprig of mint, aloe extract, just so. A tincture of tea, but no more than a hint, to buoy my beloved bow. Nix eyes and fan flesh ground to a paste, fresh ogre offal for... The news! There's something I've forgotten to mention. Ill tidings, Rumkren. Ill as ill can be. Another crisis in the making. True, people do a lot for tea. They think they've gone to war even over it. Ooh, it's possibly a primal. Though you would not have thought it possible, Tataru, as someone managed to adopt a countenance still more grim than before. Messenger from the Twin Adder came to the waking sands while you were in COERTHAS. Wasn't privy to his conversation with the antecedent, but I did see the look on her face after he took his leave. Something is definitely amiss. Could it be that the XIV summoned Garuda again? Yes. Or mayhaps Imperial forces have been sighted within the shroud. Whatever it may be, I'm certain it's none that you can't handle. Now go ask the antecedent if there's anything you can do. Phone's plugged in, still no sign or spark. I knew this day would come, yet I prayed it would not come so soon. We have reason to believe that another primal, or an entity resembling one, has been summoned in Gridania. Thine arrival is customarily timely, Drumcran. The etheric waves leave little room for doubt. Thy talents will be needed ere long. If there's any truth to my suspicions, 'tis familiar foe we face, though one quite unlike Lady of the Vortex. Odin? We dare not draw conclusions without evidences, but as Unganger says, the readings bear strong resemblance to one observed more than 5 years ago. Though I'd hoped the Moguls guard beyond such follies. Ah, King Mogulmog. I do love the music, though it does sound like the Halloween Town music, quite strongly, really. Suffice it to say, this disturbance warrants a full investigation. Good King Mogulmog, good King Mogulmog, Mogulmog. Thy presence hath been requested by Commander Hurlox. He awaited thee at the Adder's Nest. Pray hasten to Gridania, Drumcran. Yada and Papalima will rendezvous with you there. May you walk in the light of the crystal. I have two different things to talk to him about. Good King Mogulmog, good King Mogulmog. Go look up that music. You can find it online. It's fantastic. But again, it does sound a lot like the let's hit the wine port. A lot like the I really should turn on that heater. I'm frozen to bone here. A lot like the Halloween Town music. Actually, various bits of music within FF14 do bear some resemblance to external music. The music for Sephiroth, not the Sephiroth from FF7, the being of a similar sounding name from FF6, is his music sounds like When Worlds Collide to a degree. Apparently the singer actually found out about it and was quite outraged. There is a certain musical similarity. Then this sounds like Halloween Town. There's another one, but I do believe there's another one, but I fucking can't remember it. Again, I'm not like others that says like, oh, you know, rip off. I'm not that quick to point fingers. I'm merely noting there is a similarity. You know? Things can be similar. There can be spontaneous developments. You know? multiple places developing the wheel with no contact to each other. That kind of thing, you know? Certainly it's rare in this kind of scenario, you know? But you get my point, you know? I think he had, may have had one too many sips. I think it's because of the conversations earlier, but I just remembered one other thing that bugged the shit out of me. A friend seemingly confirmed it, but I know, I'm just like, he was right, wasn't he? I don't have the books at hand anymore, they're elsewhere. But in Harry Potter, Voldemort's mom raped a guy for a year. And when he left her, she withered away from sadness. Apparently Voldemort would have been a better person if she'd lived. Instead of being some faceless, you know, not faceless, noseless freak. He would have instead just been drugging college girls, forming a, you know, mind-controlled harem. I'm taking the piss there with his, you know, would-be, could have been future. But that's what the mom did. She repeatedly drugged him with a love potion. Only after a year stopping it, thinking he would have stayed with her out of honest and true love. But he left. Thing is, the guy I don't think had an ounce of magic to him. I'm not sure if he was a mage, so he had no clue why he was suddenly enraptured with this woman. So, not only did she repeatedly violate a man, any consent he'd given was not true consent. If you mind break a person, or, you know, if you compromise their ability to give consent, any consent they've given is not consent. Much like in 50 Shades, I don't consider any action the couple may have taken to be ever true consent. He raped her on multiple occasions, and, you know, because he's an evil kid. You know, nothing they've done, even if she begged for it, would have been right. But yeah, she did it for a year, and it's just brushed over. It's just like, the fuck? I read it online, and a friend confirmed it. I'm still paranoid it's not right, but I don't have the books on hand. They're up at my nan's, and quite possibly in an old room, but after I left, the room was to one degree or another used for storage. So I wasn't able to, oh, there's some, they want me to log out apparently. But it was used for storage, so I can't exactly get into it. Man, I'm actually not entirely sure where the books even are. We may have brought them down previously, and they're in another room that has ended up used for storage. I'm noticing a theme here. But, yeah, yeah. I glazed over it as a kid. I didn't think much on it, but yeah, just looking back on that, it's just like, what the fuck? Now, even Berserk... yeah, like, Berserk isn't even that sort of dystopian where someone drugging someone and mind-controlling them and raping them would be portrayed in positive light or brushed apart, you know? Like, that is outright rape. Maybe it's because of the sexes. Again, what I said before. Is this even... Okay, apparently the phone had come back and I hadn't even noticed. It's on 22% now. Oof. Not that I would really do too much looking at it, but I was just feeling like thing popped up. It's not in the video, is it? No, it's not. But it's not that I would have looked at it much, but it's just like, while I was running, I was just like, any updates, any notifications? I need me attention. Actually, I'm going to send this one picture to someone. An artist by the name of Skullbird did quite a nice comic. The being in it is kind of ominous looking and doesn't look... It comes out with much better advice than you would expect. I'm sorry, it's got a skull for a face and it looks like some undead abomination. Chats with the Void, 8. But yeah, it's a good little bit. I feel bad if I was to read it out, but it's advice about hate from strangers, basically. Elise, haven't seen her before. Well, I haven't seen her much. Apparently, they wanted to make a... I remember hearing I can't remember where or when or what and why, about the development behind these two about this character and her brother. How they wanted to make... They wanted to fill some niche, and to cut down on development time, they were like, okay, fuck it, they're twins. They dress the same. They look similar. Which is hysterical to me. I think that was it. It's been too long. It's been a while, adventurer. As I recall, my brother Alphanant took the liberty of introducing us when we first and last met. But for the sake of propriety, Ul'dah, I thank you for coming. Fucking Frenchy names. I can barely pronounce my own Irish names. Occasionally I forget how to say Siobhan. Well, I had in the past. I remember now, the more I've said, I've forgotten to say Siobhan and came up with Siobhan as a pronunciation guide. Because there's a fucking B in that name. Seriously, there's a silent fucking B. Even worse is the Irish name for own. It's pronounced the same way as the English, the word and name, you know, I own this item. His name is Owen, O-W-E-N. The Irish is E-O-I-G-H-N. Or, there is actually another variation to it, but I do believe it's E-O-I-G-H-N. Seriously. Fuck Irish. I've heard much and more about your exploits. By your hand the Black Wolf was slain and his ultimate weapon destroyed. You are possessed of great strength and courage, that much is plain. I shall have need of one such as you if I'm to see my mission through to its conclusion. As you may be aware, the violence of Dalman's fall changed not only the face of the realm, but also the base of the realm. Specifically, it played havoc with the Aether currents, creating vast fluctuations of Aether below the surface. Among other phenomena, this led to the formation of subterranean caverns at key points of stress. One such cavern lies below Castrum Osidanius, and extends to only the gods know where. Despite its appearances, Castrum Osidanius is as much a research facility as it is a fortress. Gaius van Balsar chose the site for no other reason than to probe the cavern without interference. Ah, this is the Bahamut raid. I can't remember what it's called, the Spine of Bahamut or something. As you went about vanquishing the returned primals, I observed a repeating wave pattern in the Aether, corresponding exactly to the dates on which you reported to have fouled Ifrit, Titan, and Garuda. But closer examination became clear that these unique waveforms emanated from deep beneath the aforementioned stronghold. Crucially, I recorded the same pattern during recent celebrations, and have since been given to since I'm beginning to understand, this phenomenon bears a disquieting similarity to one observed shortly prior to the calamity. 5 years ago, my grandfather invoked the power of the 12 that he might contain Bahamut. Alas, his efforts failed, and he vanished, together with its foe. Kind of a Gandalf moment for him, ain't it? You know, in trying to hold off the Balrog and him falling, vanishing into the Aether with it. Are we gonna get a I can't remember his name. Frenchie the White. I will know the truth of what transpired that day, of grandfather's fate and the metamorphosis that swept across the land. In casting light upon these mysteries, we will find a way to cure what ails this world. It is my belief that the answers I seek lie hid within the depths of the cavern. I would have you accompany me on an expedition to find them. If truth be told, I am not one to rely on others, and thus far I handled matters alone. Yet, I'm not blind to my limitations. Unescorted, I cannot hope to succeed in this endeavor. I swore that I'll find a way to restore peace to Eorzea. If you desire the self-same, then aid me, as you aided my brother in the silence. I am in your debt. You are a man of action, and I sense that we will accomplish much together. For you are the protagonist, one of many. But let us not waste any more time. As I mentioned, Castrum Sedanius, Shadow's Cavern I wish to explore. If I'm to have any hope of reaching it alive, I need to infiltrate Stronghold first, and locate the path into the depths. Once you've done so, please report your success to Stormpart Jabranka. You may consider her my assistant here in Wineport. I have every faith that you will not fail me. 12, speed your way, Drumcran. Actually, I feel like saying it, really. The reason I found out apparently about those lines from, those apparent lines from that other guy that were rather horny, is, guy on Twitter retweeted them, White Void Jojo. I'm afraid I don't remember the guy who actually posted them initially. The other guy I follow and frequently see his Arturia pics, which I save the hell out of. Hail to the king, baby. But, he's also the guy I mentioned before that, you know, a new one has joined the list, but, I know, it was funny for a time. If I ever saw feet pics on Twitter, it was from him. Now someone else is on that list, but it's a 50-50 thing. 50-50 thing. So much so that I said it to Mom once as a joke and she still fucking remembers. And she forgets so much. I remember I was hanging around with friends before and he was like, oh yeah, you said that before. And I was like, gobsmacked. Shit, someone fucking remembered something. And that was just a few years back. Like last year or mayhaps. It's just like, fuck, someone remembered something. Don't mind me, lads. Just coming on true. The hell's with the gear above his head? I shall stab you! It's a geary sun kind of thing. Ooh! These are actually needed to upgrade my Gaebog. I'm sorry, I'm still laughing about the Fate Stay Night English way of saying Gaebog. Gaebog. Because again, it sounds like you're slapping someone in the face with a game man's crotch. Suddenly, Drumcran pulls out Dan Savage and proceeds to batter his opponents with him. I do believe Dan Savage is gay. Might have been bi. No, I do believe he's gay. Okay, that's awesome. Probably something you have to pay for. If, you know, microtransactions around to go by. There's actually another game that I would be interested in LPing at some stage. It's recently been, it's apparently, it's been out for ages, but it's only recently been localized. The game, Star Fantasy Online, I think it was? 2. It's been out for a long time over in Japan, but finally recently been localized. It's free with a optional subscription, for what I don't know, and there will be microtransactions, though regrettably there's convenience items, which I do not approve of inherently. I remember convenience items in Guild Wars, and while they were unintrusive, I'm still not a fan of them on principle. In Guild Wars, your pick, unlike in WoW, is not indestructible and usable in everything. You have to upgrade your pick as you go, and it is of finite life. But from the get-go, if you spend a couple quid on the game, or maybe even less, you can get an indestructible pick that can mine anything. Obviously, you still need to raise the skill to use it, but you no longer have to spend that extra bit of cash, which does add up. I'm not a fan of that. Keep the microtransactions to a minimum, and cosmetic only. They say it's to no significant gameplay advantage, but companies are not one to judge that. Companies are the last people to ask. Routinely, they fuck it the hell up. Fine. You spoil sports. This is the final raid of the base game, to my knowledge. I think there's two tiers to it, but yeah, it's the final raid of it. Actually, look at the Skyfire. I really do need to go around and deal with this. It would take a bit, but, you know, with a little bit of drive, something I immensely lack, it wouldn't actually be too much of a pain to do. I've been expecting you, Drunk Ren. By your coming, I take it you have successfully located the cavern entrance inside Castrum Oscendius. So that's where it's to be found. Marvellous. Oh, but allow me to properly introduce myself. Jabraka is my name, and it is an honour to serve Lady Elsie. Although, for reasons of convenience, at present I also serve the Maelstrom. Reasons of convenience? Sounds like they're a bit of a free agent, just signing up for the, you know. I don't know, they don't sound like a dedicated Maelstromer being assigned to her. They sound like more of her own personal person joining Maelstrom to assist her. That's my take on it. This uniform accords me certain privileges, you see, particularly in ready access to Maelstrom's regional scouting reports, to provide a wealth of local information, including information on secret passages. But enough about me. I shall notify Lady Elise of your discovery, that she might prepare for the expedition. Though I don't doubt your abilities, none can say what dangers lurk beneath Castrum Oscendius. For my lady's sake, as well as your own, please spare neither preparation nor caution. Pray choose your companions well. And it's been the Binding Coil of Bahamut. That's it. There's 2 coils. And yeah. So, okay, I'm gonna head to the Adder's Nest, and I'm going to say hi there. Say about to bring up the 2 quests, and leave it there. Sorry, I was looking at my phone for a moment there. Then again, given that it was given through a side quest rather than this, maybe I'm wrong on that. It's just I thought I saw something that implied that you had to finish Binding Coil Bahamut to actually progress. Huh. Just responded to a guy actually rather quickly there, and just select his thing. Primal nature. Ah, drunk Reynolds sounds. Might I deduce from your stern expression that you've heard the disturbing news? Aye, Garuda returns once more to plague our nightmares. If your disincarnation, lady, is more tempestuous than we ought have yet witnessed. If you're prepared to face this roiling storm, then I'll brief you on what must be done. And pleasure as always, drunk Ren. I guess I have to turn this in first. Thank you for answering my summons. Quite frankly, I could think of no one more qualified to... we're getting ahead of ourselves. Allow me to explain. Gale Force warning. Hello there. Okay, let's be honest here. Garuda's hot. She's one hell of a bird. Heyo! Oh, Commander... Commander Vorcel Hux wishes... fucking French. Wishes to send you against the latest incarnation of Garuda. Oh, he doesn't need to ask twice. How are you doing? Okay, let's be honest here. If she wasn't a psychopath trying to kill or enslave me, I would be interested. Would be interested. I wasn't joking on the Eldritch horror front. As long as, I can, they take a form I can look at, I'm interested. Yes, there's some, unknowable abomination behind it. And, what matters is love. The heart wants what the heart wants. First we loved the Garuda. First we learned. Sorry, I'm still a bit caught up there. First we learned the Garuda's return when the Primal fell upon the Blue Badgers as they sought to construct a new watchspire. The devastation was absolute. According to report of the one surviving engineer, Garuda invoked the most horrific gale with but a gesture of her talon's hand. The powerful winds tore apart the half-built tower, crushing the workers and scattering the broken bodies like dolls. Well, counts, Lady Vortex is growing stronger with this summoning, but she must be stopped before casualties are allowed to pile any higher. But as you can imagine, the XIV are eager to please their bloodthirsty goddess, engaging our troops on every front. That's soldiers to spare for our primal hunting expedition, plus she could just mind control you. And thus I send word to San to bring aid of the proven champions. You and your companions are our best hope of freeing Gridania from this rampaging fiend. I ask that you confront Garuda in her customary domain, the Howling Eye. Such a titanic conflict is best confined to XIV. Wouldn't you agree? Though I imagine Birdsmen may have made adjustments to their crystal, the Beastmen Aether I found within the Nald'thal remains the surest means of entry. May the 12s turn your arm, Drumcran. So I have to go poke it again. With me dick. Vorcel Hillox wishes to brief you on the latest crisis in Gridania. Hail to the king, Kupo! Not long ago, the Moogle Kupo Cop visited the Adder's Nest to request audience with the Elder Seedseer. He spoke of an imminent threat to all Moogle kind, one which will imperil the entire 12s if left unchecked. You've proved an able ambassador to the Silps and would have you reprise the role in our dealings with the Moogles. The rest you should hear from Kupo Cop himself. Maybe? He awaits you with the Elder Seedseer at the Lotus Stand. To be honest, I can't help but think of genitalia jokes right now. Men have been compared to mushrooms, women to flowers. Somehow I feel the latter is more flattering, but anyway. The other signs have already arrived, sir. May I show you in? I'd really want to make... Well, my Lotus doesn't need help standing. But I don't have one. Not to the elder god waifu. It must be something bad to have got Kupo Coop this worried. Have you seen the way his Tingagami is bobbing? A threat to Moogle kind. Hope the antecedent suspicions are ill-founded, but I can't see who else it could be. Our guest has brought ill tidings which must needs be heeded. Isn't that right, Kupo Cop? Oh, I don't know about this at all. But I suppose Rail's right. They've left us no choice, Kupo. Please, you have to stop them, but you mustn't kill them. They're not bad Moogles, Kupo. They're just misguided. A gentle no. Firm trashing is in order, yes, but no. Calm yourself, Kupo Coop. You not see that he hasn't the faintest idea what you're talking about. Be quiet this instant. Pray forgive his witless outburst, sister. Most grateful that I am that you've calmed Drumcren upon such short notice. Surely Gridania could not wish for a more stalwart ally. But you are doubtless eager to know wherefore you've been summoned. Our friend, Kupo Coop, has brought to us news of a most unsettling development. It would seem the good King Mogomog the 12th has returned to Eorzea. A curious thing to hear, I know. Truth to tell, I myself cannot say for sure if he is a genuine figure from history or some manifestation of Moogle mythology. Kupo here would have me believe the former. Once upon a time, we Moogles served the gods in the heavens. It was quite nice up there, unspeakably beautiful, unimaginably spacious, and with a literally endless supply of wine, Kupo. In spite of this, or possibly cause of the last part, the gods eventually became discontented and started squabbling, which made life all jolly difficult for the poor Moogles. So good King Mogomog the 12th, may his glorious name live forever, decreed that the time had come to leave Kupo. The realm of man would suffice, he said, so the Moogles should live there instead. Well, I suppose the realm of man would be filled with its own wars. A war of the gods is a bit different. Or squabbles of the gods is a bit different. Unfortunately, the two realms are so far apart we couldn't safely fly down, but good King Mogomog the 12th, may his miraculous foresight ever be praised. Knew exactly what to do, Kupo. He had a rope, you see, the longest one ever woven. This he nobly held while his subjects climbed all the way down to the world below. And that is how we Moogles came to this land, Kupo. All of us, except good King Mogomog the 12th, may his courageous sacrifice never be forgotten. He alone would remain in the heavens, so that Mooglekind might alas know peace. Except that he's not remained in the heavens, from what I understand, that being your reasoning for contacting us, yes? I bet he tied the rope to something. Good thinking. Remind me again, what was the problem with him returning to Eorzea? The problem, Yida, lies in the fact that he was summoned. It is our belief that good King Mogomog is made manifest via means akin to those employed by the beast tribes summoning in the summoning of their gods. Wait, you're saying a handful of mules with a boatload of crystals, which really, really hard and just sort of appeared? Would that even work? What I cannot fathom is why they would even try. With Garuda humbled and the ultimate weapon destroyed, what new threat could have prompted them to take so drastic a measure? Might that not in itself be the answer? Twice in the last decade, Eorzea has been brought onto the very brink of destruction, only to be spared at the hands of the rogues of a chosen few. To you who braved those tempests and survived by virtue of your own strength, this latest period of peace would seem like a welcome respite. But to those who had not the power to defend themselves, or were spared only by another's grace, it's merely the calm before the storm. I think the Moogles guard are afraid of what tomorrow will bring, and things that may not end not so well as they did yesterday. That fear has driven them to call upon a greater power, one they believe can be relied upon to protect their loved ones and homes come what may. I assure you, the Moogles guard only want to protect the forest from outsiders, but ever since the return of good King Mogomog the 12th, may his boundless grace fill our hearts with love. They've started to get a little carried away, Kupo, verging on a lot, in fact. Like the sylphs who summoned Ramov, you mean? We cannot discount the possibility that these entities influencing Moogles in manner similar to that of a Primal. Why can't they just summon a being that doesn't want to enslave people and it's just like, yo, hi dudes? Give me wine. You know, why can't they just summon a bro, you know? Like, why are they always summoning utter gobs? We share the same concern. Whoever, or whatever the king may be, it is our belief that he poses a threat not only to Moogle kind, but to Gridania as a whole. Thus do we beseech you, Ramkaren, confront good King Magomag the 12th, and drive him from our midst. I like Yida. We don't see her nearly enough. Also, short shorts. Humbly do I thank you. The sanctuary of the Mughals guard and their liege lord is concealed by magical wards. Brother E. Samayan of the Conjurer's Guild will doubtlessly be able to offer insight on how they might be dispelled. Seek his counsel ere you proceed any further. What? Can the Moogle tell us? Just because he's a Moogle doesn't necessarily mean he's skilled in that. My sister's right, Drumkaren. For the Mughals' sakes and our own, banish the king from the 12's Wood. Remember, no killing Kupo. Sound trashing will more than suffice. Oh dear, oh dear. If you are to confront good King Magomag the 12th, you must needs find a way to defeat his magical offences. On such matters, Brother E. Samayan is something of an authority. Pray consult him without delay. How long have I been recording now? Nearly 5 hours 20. The rights? This is new. Betting me earnings on the auguries here I am. Cannot take another bad harvest. Listen, venture to the rustling leaves, the flowing rivers, the very pulse of this land. We conjurers of the Silglade Fane interpret these whispers of the elementals and convey them to the people of Gridania. So what? The elementals don't have like a treant they can talk through? You have to listen to the whispers in the rivers? How can they be certain the elementals speak to them and aren't just hallucinations? Or, wishful thinking? Fate? Welcome, Drumkaren. Welcome. You should be the one to face good King Magomag is a great comfort to me and to the elementals both. As I am sure you know, the Mughals are not by their nature a warlike race. Yet should the king be suffered to remain, it is like that its influence will bring about a change in them. Thus it does behoove us to defeat him quickly, before any lasting damage is done. Make whatever preparations you deem necessary and inform me when you're ready to seek the king. Brother E. Samayan would unfold to you the secrets of good King Magomag's magical defenses. You have selected Regicide. Thank you for choosing. The wards barring access to the King's Sanctuary can only be nullified through the use of enchanted keystones, the self-same method implied 5 years ago when the king was summoned to Eorzea. It was with great regret that we were forced to sanction the slaying of the Guardians who then held the keystones, for none were in our possession at the time. By the grace of elementals, however, we've been spared that burden on this occasion. Kuplo Kopp confided in me that he had been entrusted with a set of keystones by the Mughals guard themselves. Yet not wishing to betray their confidence, he begged me to find some other means to gain entry to King's Sanctum. Alas, I've been unable to do so, and dare not labour any longer for fear that the Mughals may succumb to the corrupting influence of their liege lord. We must needs have Kuplo Kopp's keystones, Drumkaren. Pray go to him and beg his assistance. Again, I don't know why these beings are inherently corruptive and twisting. Why can't they be a bro, man? He waits you at the West Shore Pier. Press upon him our great need, and I'm certain he will yield. Yeah, I'll definitely be doing a while, I'm not sure yet, of videos. 40 minutes a day for like a month. That would smooth out my backlog a bit. Who knows, maybe I'll take up Final Fantasy 14 as a more stable thing. Like my go-to MMO. Like, WoW, it once was. I'm thinking by the time this comes out, I'll probably have taken a break from WoW, and the like. Blizzard has been shitting the bed repeatedly as of late. Recently, they came out with Warcraft 3 Reforged, and it buggered up Warcraft 3. Custom campaigns are dead. The upgrades that they claimed aren't there. You have to use the new launcher. The old one's been the old iteration's gone. Allegedly the main menu for the game is actually a portrait shot to you via a browser rather than actually part of the game. And apparently runs in Chrome, so it really eats your RAM. You know, it's all around a terrible port, a terrible remaster, port to the modern era, terrible remaster, and just generally shoddy work. Blizzard truly should be ashamed of themselves, if I believe they had any shame left. Meow. All the same, I will be finishing BFA, but then I do believe I'll be hanging up my hat for a time. I do not want to leave Palanai to rot, but I do believe I want to get Blizzard to try and earn back some good favor and, you know, slight access to my wallet. You know? Oh, how do you do, Kupo? Oh, he told you about that. Well, if there truly is no other way, I'll do it, Kupo. Take the ferry to Sweet Boom Pier. I'll go on ahead. They say purchase passage, but it's apparently free. Oh, did not know that. Apparently the guy who voiced the plumber in Ratchet and Clank also voiced the weapons guy. Sorry, the lizard man in the weapon vendor. Originally Neil Flynn, but then it's Jess Harnell in Weapons and Destructions, Tools of Destructions onward. Neil Flynn is the janitor from Scrubs. I feel he's getting typecast. He also voiced Gideon Marks, the robot lieutenant, and the foreman, as well as the inventor. He voiced the plumber again, Skid McMarks, taxi driver, and Gary. That's 1, 2, and 3 respectively. Jess Harnell. Wait, he's in The Emperor's New Groove. Guard additional voices. Truly a great claim to fame. The Emperor's New Groove was a great movie. Do you like Emperor's New School? There was the one thing, what do you call it? The one thing, I remember seeing one joke, and I've only been able to find a meme of it since, but Izuma's like freshening up her CV, or resume. And she was wondering how she spells the word beautiful, or something like this. And Kronk is just like, not in good conscience. It's hysterical. Wait, this guy was in Monkey Island. Secret Monkey Island? Ooh, he voiced a fair few side characters in that. He was in Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix as Dr. Finkelstein and Locke. And then here's Ratchet and Clank 2 as a plumber. Smuggler, plumber, and parrot. Huh. Huh. Moogles. Giant-ass Moogles. Don't you dare lie to me, Kupo. I know what you're planning, and I won't allow it. Open your eyes, Kupo. The king will never be satisfied, no matter how many crystals you bring him. Now you done it. I broke out my gay bog. For those who don't know, gay bog is the weapon of Cuchulainn within Irish mythology. In the Ulster cycle, I do believe I remember hearing being associated with. Not that I know much about the cycles. Gay bog translates a few different ways, but one is belly spear. It's a particularly nasty piece of work. When you stab it into someone, it opens up, meaning the only way to get it out is to cut it out. The 2 times I know of Cuchulainn using it, he's also called the Hound of Ulster for reasons I'll explain in a moment. Is I believe against family members, right? Roughly. He's called the Hound of Ulster because he was given a task by a lord, simply an Ulster lord. There's 4 provinces: Ireland, Munster, Leinster, Ulster, and Leinster. Connacht. Connacht, Munster, Leinster, Connacht, and Ulster. Ulster's in the north. It's mostly Northern Ireland, meaning separate to the Republic of Ireland. Now, but anyway, he was given a job by a lord to get something from his keep. There's a guard dog. Cuchulainn decides to kill the guard dog by way of hurley. By way of hurling. Hurling is a sport. Think like more mobile baseball. Think of it like that. You're using a stick, running along, twacking a ball around. I say baseball because typically the ball's it's not like hockey with the ball on the ground. The ball will be in the air. And baseball comes to mind more than hockey anyway. Not much of a sports guy, but you hear more about baseball anyway. Cultural osmosis and the like. But he drove a slitter by battering it with a hurley or hurl, depending on where you are, down the dog's throat. As a reward, you had to take its place as the man's, dog. Not necessarily just staying on guard duty, but you had to serve him to compensate for the fact he just killed his dog. I don't know the length and the breadth of it. My knowledge on the whole topic is limited. But, pretty nasty piece of work. I have explained that before, but I felt like saying it again. I apologize. We offer you a choice, and this is how you repay us, by consorting with this Regadan. Imperials, Gridanians, Sylphs, you're no different from the rest of them. Actually, you're worse, Kupo. Traitor to those kin's Moogles, he plots treason against their crown. Enough! Kupo Ukop will answer for his crime soon enough, as will all who defy the will of good King Mogomog the 12th. May he reign forevermore, Kupo. Come on, I need to make some Moogle skink boots. The king is planning to purge the 12s out of his enemies, Kupo. We've got to stop him before it's too late. The entrance to the Torn March is deep within the Bramble Patch, Kupo. If you take me there, I can offer the ward, but be warned, the Moogle's guard has set traps to lure enchanted beasts. Cannot hide from them. I can't hide from them, so you'll need to protect me, Kupo. Escort Mogomog Kupo Cop safely to the warded entrance. If you fail to defend him or move too far away, he'll return to Sweetboom Pier, where we may rendezvous with him before trying again. Let's go, Kupo. Oh good, he moves himself. Cannot talk to him. Malevolent fungus. Did you hear that? Yeah, totally not a fun guy. I know, I feel like stopping this. Suddenly a line, apparently from two, who popped into my head there. Ooh, Malevolent squirrels. Thankfully! Dragon and Fire Dive! It was apparently a line associated with that Shrine Maiden that's the main protagonist of most of them. Well, one of them too. She's, unfortunately for you, I don't particularly mind mindless killing. And actually, she's, oh, wait. Shit! Move out of the way, Kupo. Don't let them hurt me, Kupo. Actually, I don't remember what I was going to say. Stop. There's bound to be more. Yep. Level one seedling. There's actually a fair bit more upgrading I can do to this weapon. Oh, frogs it. Thankfully I did not get hit with that bad breath. I've actually great difficulty still looking at these. Even though it's been a long time, I've been permanently scarred by that one bit of fanfic someone wrote. Thankfully you don't need to loot things in this. You just automatically get anything they drop. But yeah, I'm just scarred by that fanfic someone wrote. It was quite faster, Kupo, faster. Now I can imagine that line and weird Moogle smut fanfic. Harder, Kupo, harder. Yeah, I'm just scarred by it. Like, if you're into it, that's fine, but it's just like... I feel kind of depressed looking at it. We're here, Kupo. I don't see any more beasts, do you? Are you ready to face the king, Kupo? Then step closer to the ward. Raise your hand and focus, like when you tune to an aetheryte. Kupo, I'll open the way for you. The rest is up to you, Kupo. Now go and teach those foolish Moogles a lesson, and send the king back whence he came. The little dance he's got going on. Oh, it's inherently hard mode, eh? Well, if anyone can slay good King Moggle Mog the 12th, may he justly reign till the end of days, and slave the 12's wood from his wrath, it's you, Kupo. Anyway, folks, I sincerely hope you've enjoyed this. I'm so puzzled over what I was trying to say a moment ago. Shrine Maiden, all that. But yeah, just I'd seen that on one of the Tuhu music videos I'd seen, and just came to me there. I would love to play those Tuhu games, but I'm not sure on video policy, music policy. From the looks of it, the policy doesn't allow for it. Or if it did, I wouldn't be able to post the ending, so on and so forth. So, yeah. Not really great, you know. But anyway, I sincerely hope you've enjoyed this, and I do hope you join me again soon. If there's anything you'd like to tell me, please let me know in the comment section below. But until next time, I hope you've enjoyed. Till then, love and peace.